Okay, I'm back. Tony Kegger here for part 5 of my wrestling DVD collection. And the final part of my 5-part DVD collection will be the Superstars DVDs. Saving the best for last. This could be a long video, so I'm going to try to keep it short. If it's long, sorry about that, but I got a lot to cover. Let's go ahead here. I keep going in the shells for some reason. Okay, let's see if I can get the angle here. Okay, this is a little better. Let's start with this pop first. Ric Flair, Nature Boy Defendant Collection. Yeah, it's kind of like weird because I guess his original rental got this used. All the discs are in here. There's 2 discs right there. Here's the art disc. So let's read this set. You can see the back here. Got the documentary for Ric Flair. It's got some matches. Here. 10 matches here. One of them is his retirement match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. He's got some matches against Triple H, Sting, Steamboat. So the documentary's really good, and I love seeing. He had a whole huge segment of Raw where they announced his retirement, and I guess a lot of it aired after Raw ended, and they got the whole thing on this DVD. It's awesome, and I also got some I guess exclusive footage during the documentary of his WrestleMania weekend or WrestleMania day, going in for his match against Shawn Michaels. And this robe here that he wore during his match at WrestleMania 24, it's at the Smithsonian in Washington D.C. I actually saw it and got a picture of it. It's pretty cool. Okay, that's spent too much time talking about one DVD. It's gonna take me forever to finish this video. But okay, let's go quicker. This is Ultimate Ric Flair Collection. This is 3 discs, and somehow in those 3 discs they packed in 10.5 hours. I mean, you see right here, 10.5 hours, 3 discs, and no documentary. It's all matches. But they got, I guess, a lot of special features. I like the way they did this. I mean, here, this one, you got the Harley Race and the NWA Championship, and you got all these features, and they're all about this feud. And got some pre-match interviews, and then you got the actual match, which was Harley Race versus Ric Flair at Starrcade. And I'm sure I think that was the first time Ric Flair won a championship. And here you go, Dusty Rhodes, feud with Dusty Rhodes that happened at Starrcade 1885. And see all these special features. Ric Flair and Anderson's break his ankle. Ric Flair cuts a promo. That's Hard Times is Dusty Rhodes promo. And that's Dusty Rhodes' most famous promo ever. I mean, it's a really good promo. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. You got Barry Windham. I mean, Ricky Steamboat. You got. From the trilogy, he got 2 of the matches. He got the Clash of Titans, Clash of the Championship. Let's try it one more time. Clash of the Champions match. That was number 2 in the trilogy. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was 51 minutes long, a really long match. And then the last match, Wrestle War, where Ric Flair wins the title back. It's supposed to be the greatest trilogy in wrestling history. First match was Chi-Town Rumble in Chicago, and that match is not on this DVD, but it's on a few other DVDs, so it's very easy to find. You can also watch it on the WWE Network, I'm sure. And then you got this free. And yeah, I can't spend too much time talking about this. But yeah, this is pretty good. Got good stuff. Worry about that later. Got you going. It's gonna take me forever. Okay, Shawn Michaels DVD. Got a documentary. Pretty good documentary. Heartbreak and Triumph, which what it means is has a bunch of highs and talks about his lows, how his a drug addiction and how he left wrestling because of his injury, and he found God and found Jesus and became a Christian, became very religious, and came back to wrestling a different person. And it's got some. I mean, the matches on here are really some good matches, but none of it's really classic matches. If you want to see the Iron Man match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania, or I don't think any WrestleMania matches are even on this disc, to be honest. But he does have one really good match on here. and that is, yeah, John Cena versus Shawn Michaels at Raw. It was in like England, like a 45-minute match, or probably an hour match. I mean, I didn't see what happened, but apparently bell to bell, it lasted an hour, which on Raw is like unheard of. This wasn't an Iron Man match; it was a regular match, and it just went on for an hour, like the longest match in Raw history. Okay, Bret Hart. Originally I got this pretty cheap. Originally I got this because I wanted to have that Bret Hart versus Steve Austin match, and now I got that match on 2 other DVDs. But it's got some other good matches. I mean, I don't know. Here's it's got some nice photos. I mean, it's got Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam, supposed to be really good. It's got Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. But what I like about this, it's got a documentary, and the documentary is pretty good. Talks a lot about you know, when he had the screw job in Montreal, Survivor Series 1997. So a good documentary. Chris Jericho, love his DVD. I mean, pretty good documentary, really good actually. And there's other matches here. I mean, he got his debut match against Lance Storm at. He's got Thrill Seekers match, which was I think Smoky Mountain Wrestling. It was him and Lance Storm. They were a tag team. He's got a really seen Japanese match against Ultimo Dragon. He's got an ECW match against Cactus Jack. I mean, some nice rare matches here. It's got his, you know, his famous Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania 19 with commentary, which is pretty interesting. I think 3 matches on this DVD has commentary, like, you know, bonus commentary from Chris Jericho and I think Matt Striker. So that's a pretty good DVD. Good extras. Love some of the promos of this. You ever heard of his Man of 1,004 Holds promo? That's on this DVD. Steve Austin. This is a 4-disc set. This is like, I don't know if WWE's ever had, like, they made 4-disc sets for one superstar. I know they released a 4-disc set for like some of their Best of Raw DVDs, but 4-disc set for like just one thing superstar, I don't think they've ever done that. I mean, these photos here are pretty cool. Stretch out 4 discs. It's gonna be a long video, I'm sorry, but I got a lot to cover. Yeah, this first disc, this is a documentary, and this documentary is like 3 hours long. I mean, yeah, I think it's 3 hours long. I mean, really long. One of the longest documentary. Yeah, I think it's 3 hours long. I'm not sure, but I know it's really long. One of the longest they've done for a single superstar, and it's awesome. It might be the best documentary you've ever done on one guy. I mean, for 3 hours long, and I did not get bored at all. The whole thing is like very interesting. Got some special features. Yeah, one of the special features was like CM Punk talking about how he tried to meet Hulk Hogan when he was, you know, WWE. Hulk Hogan came. He's probably like maybe in the Raw reunion show or something in 2007, and you know, Punk went to shake Hogan's hand, and Hogan just walked right past him, and then Punk sees Austin, and Austin gives him a hug, and so Punk was saying how he has a lot more respect for Austin than Hogan. And they matched to a bunch of matches on it. The match on this disc, a lot of them are repeats. I mean, I have most of them, but they got some nice hidden gems I didn't have, like Steve Austin, Ric Flair teaming against Sting and Ricky Steamboat. I mean, that's an awesome matchup. I mean, except for Sting, all of them are in the Hall of Fame, and Sting is going to be in the Hall of Fame soon. If not next year, then probably a year after that. But really soon, Sting will be in the Hall of Fame, for sure. And you got this, rare match here, match against the Big Show in 1999 Raw. But most of these matches I have, and they're classics. You know, his match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14, his match against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13, his match against Stu Love, the Fall of Clown Anywhere match, his match against Undertaker SummerSlam 2008, no, SummerSlam 1998, his match against The Rock at Backlash, I think. Or maybe it was his match at WrestleMania. I don't know. They don't have the events on there. They just got the years. So there's one Austin versus Rock 99. It's either his Backlash match or WrestleMania match. And then Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. Which actually was also on his first DVD, which I'm going to show soon. So I don't know why they repeat that match twice. Oh yeah, because they had special commentary on that match. Austin and Jim Ross. And he also this commentary for Austin versus Bret Hart. And I think it was just those two matches. Don't know. And also Austin versus Shawn Michaels. So those 3 WrestleMania matches had commentary from Austin and Jim Ross. I mean, that was awesome. Hear them talking about matches, especially that Bret Hart versus Austin match from WrestleMania 13, because Austin and Jim Ross do a great job explaining like why certain moves were done and what kind of story they're trying to tell. Really made the match more easy to watch. Listen to them explain why they're doing this move and that move. And this 4 is just no match at all, just a bunch of promos. And you got some that are famous, like the Home Invasion, which I'm pretty sure is the Pillman's Got a Gun segment. And it's got all the famous Steve Austin, Mr. McMahon segments. The one with the Zamboni and the one where he stuns him in Madison Square Garden. I'm sure is in here. Yeah, it is. The Tyson Austin's in there. Mr. McMahon's Cement Corvette. The beer truck episode. The funeral of Stone Cold Steve Austin with The Rock. I mean, all the biggest segments are in this one. So really, if you don't have any Steve Austin DVDs, this is the only one you need. It's got everything you need to see. I mean, but if you have if you have a lot of Steve Austin DVDs, then just get it for the documentary, because a lot of stuff's gonna be repeated in your DVDs. Here's the back. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a long video. I'm sorry, but I really want to talk about these DVDs, and I got a lot to go over. Here's the Mankind DVD. It's got the documentary. This is probably like one of the most recent DVDs I've gotten. It just came out I think last year. Documentary is, I don't remember it too well, but that was good. I liked it. Some of these matches here are odd choice of matches. I mean, some of these matches, very obscure matches, like Cactus Jack Manson versus Brickhouse Brown. Wild West Wrestling, never heard of that promotion. Cactus Jack versus Keith Hart. Cactus Jack versus Van Hammer. A lot of these, he did pick some rare matches. Unfortunately, a little bit too rare. But, here's a Cactus Jack versus Triple H. Fortunately, I have that match on the Hell in a Cell match, so I got in the Hell in a Cell match DVD. My favorite match on this DVD, it's got Mankind vs. Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, and of course I have that match on a ton of DVDs, but what makes this one different is it actually has Mick Foley and Joey Styles doing commentary, and so just hearing Mick Foley talk about that match is, fun to watch. And this was all made, after WWE could start showing the WWF logo again, so you get the Hell in a Cell match completely uncensored, unblurred. So that's cool. I think it's the only DVD I have where I can watch that match without worrying about seeing the blurred logo. And this is kind of cool. Got the free discs. Cactus Jack, Mankind Do Love. Each disc, that's pretty cool. You got here's the photo. The 4 faces of Foley. You got Mankind, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, and Do Love, and there's Santa Claus. And he's really obsessed with Santa Claus, Mick Foley. I don't know why, but he loved that guy a little too much. Okay, this one, Hardcore Edition, Mick Foley. This is one of my favorite DVDs. And I'm glad I didn't get this when it first came out, because originally it was a 2-disc set, and I got the 3-disc set, which comes with an extra DVD. So here's the 2 discs. You got the bonus hardcore disc, and the bonus hardcore disc comes with, I think, 4 matches. It's only 4 matches, but they're all like awesome matches. You got Mick Foley versus Randy Orton, which Mick Foley says is his favorite match ever as a wrestler. And it's awesome. It's a good match. And you got Mick Foley versus Edge, WrestleMania 22. Foley and Edge versus Funk and Dreamer at One Night Stand. Foley versus Ric Flair at SummerSlam. I mean, all 4 matches are just awesome. And the best part of this disc, every single match on this hardcore bonus disc has commentary from Foley and Joey Styles. So it's just fun to listen to them talk about each match. And the whole disc is like an hour and a half. So it's an hour and a half of Foley talking about his matches. So it's pretty cool. And they introduce each match also. But you got these matches here. I mean, let's just look at these matches on the back here. I mean, he's got the Mankind versus Undertaker match. See, I told you I had this match on RDVs. The Cactus Jack versus Triple H street fight. Got the Mankind versus The Rock when he won championship on Raw. A lot of these matches are, are not repeats, but I mean, they're good. There's the one match where it's Cactus Jack versus Vader in WCW, and Vader like breaks Cactus Jack's nose or something, as he starts bleeding. Mick Foley does that. That's a really good match. That's done. So I got so much more to go. I'm already 15 minutes in. Hulk Hogan's Unreleased series, and I haven't watched all this yet, but let's look at some of the guys. The match they have with Bob Backlund, Andre the Giant, Macho Man, Rick Rude, Slaughter, Flair, Vader, Sting, Bret Hart, Big Boss Man, Triple H. So, bunch of, unseen matches. You like Hulk Hogan. It's a pretty good DVD to have. Here's our Hulk Hogan DVD, Ultimate Anthology. Neither of these ones have documentaries or just match DVDs. And this is like the ultimate DVD for Hulk Hogan fans because it's got all his biggest matches. I mean, you just look at this one. You got WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3. And then here, WrestleMania 5, WrestleMania 6 against The Warrior, WrestleMania 7. I mean, so many. Then here, WrestleMania 18 versus The Rock, WrestleMania 19 versus McMahon. I mean, so many WrestleMania matches on this. And he also got his Hall of Fame ceremony and his match against Shawn Michaels SummerSlam. He's got a match against Kurt Hennig. It's this promotion called XWF. So, his best matches are on here. Like when he beats Iron Sheik to win championship for the first time. That's on here. So. Okay, The Rock. Good DVD. Only problem with this is that there's no documentary, just matches. And what they should have done is that they put a lot of matches on here. I don't know how many matches they put. 19 matches. And they have 12 of his promos. And what they should have done is should have got rid of a couple matches and just put like 20 of his promos. Should have had a whole disc of promos. Because that's what I like about The Rock. He was more his promos and segments are more interesting than wrestling. He wasn't a bad wrestler, but my favorite thing with The Rock was all his promos. He was the best pro man in WWE. And they should have just had more promos and less matches. Like one of his matches on here is like The Rock versus Kane for SmackDown. I know they want to get a SmackDown match on there, but the match they picked wasn't even that good. Just some like squash match that like Rock easily beat Kane. Wasn't even a good match. But it's a good DVD. Here's Steve Austin, just like The Rock DVD is no documentary, just matches. And I like what he did here is Steve Austin does like talk a lot before each match. I guess in like the Ultimate Warrior DVD that just came out, Ultimate Warrior talks a lot. His interview it airs before a lot of his matches. This is the same thing. Stone Cold's talking a lot about his life in wrestling. Like they showed the Owen Hart versus Austin match from SummerSlam where Austin breaks his neck. And I think after that match, he spends about a few minutes talking about, when Owen Hart broke his neck and what he was feeling at the time and thinking like he's never going to wrestle again, he's never going to walk again. And he's talking about how he had to, spend a lot of months recovering for that. Okay, here we go. Roddy Piper says a documentary. And they have a setup here that you probably should do more often with these DVDs. Here we go. Free disc, and look how he did it. First disc is about the documentary, the story. The second DVD is about the fights, his matches. And the third disc is the pit, because he had the Piper's Pit. And it's a pretty interesting way to do it. They should do it more often. Have one disc about the documentary and some lead scenes that they wanted to put in a DVD, but they didn't include some stories about the wrestlers talk about the guy. Have the second disc, all the matches. You can probably fit 7 good matches on a disc. And then have the last disc, just all those famous promos, all those famous segments. I mean, that'd be a good way to for future doing Superstar DVDs. So I like the way they set this up. And this is not a bad DVD. You know, Roddy Piper, he's on Legends House now. I might revisit this DVD just because of Legends House. Got Undertaker, History of the Undertaker, Tombstone. This is just matches too. And it's got a lot of matches, 21 matches. It's 10 hours long. It's got a bunch of Undertaker promos and some good matches too. It's got this Bret Hart SummerSlam match. He's got at least 3 matches against Mankind. A lot of repeats here. And you know, 3 matches against Kane, 3 matches against Mankind, 2 matches against Bret Hart, 2 matches against Hogan. Got the Kane versus Undertaker Inferno match on here. But yeah, if you don't have any Undertaker DVDs, this is the one to get because this guy's pretty much all of his good matches in here. A lot of his WrestleMania matches, like has his WrestleMania match against Triple H on here. His 2 WrestleMania matches against Kane are on here. His WrestleMania 12 match against Diesel's on here. Of course, it has the famous Mankind Hell in a Cell match on here. It's got the Hell in a Cell versus Brock Lesnar match on here. So this bunch of good Undertaker matches on this DVD. Okay, last pile, Mr. McMahon. This is a 2-disc set. It's got documentary and some matches. To the back here. Only 7 matches. No, maybe more than that. 9 matches. And you know, it's nice to have the Steve Austin versus McMahon steel cage match on this DVD. It's got Triple H versus McMahon from Armageddon 1999 on this DVD. And then a bunch of repeats like his match against Shane at WrestleMania, his match against Ric Flair at Royal Rumble, his match against Hogan at WrestleMania 19. And this Undertaker match from WrestleMania 2003, it's also on this DVD. And I got Survivor Series. I actually have Survivor Series 2003, so I think I have that match 3 times. You know, is there a match on this DVD? Yeah, yes it is. It's right there. Start from the bottom on the right side. But the documentary for is 2 hours long. So it's nice to learn more about McMahon. It's got some interesting stories from like Cena and like Jimmy Hart talking about McMahon. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Hart was one guy he interviewed. I can't remember because the story was about Dusty Rhodes. I can't remember if Dusty Rhodes told it or if Jimmy Hart told it. Here's Brian Pillman, loose cannon, documentary, some matches. You know, Brian Pillman's an interesting guy. Didn't know much about him, so I picked up his DVD to learn more about him in his documentary. You know, it's too bad he died before I really started watching wrestling because I think I might have been a fan of him. Rob Van Dam, one of a kind. It's got, I don't know, 17 matches. One of them, most of them are ECW matches. It's got a few WWE matches. My favorite match in this DVD, probably his match against Christian. It's a ladder match, you know, on Raw in Chicago. Great ladder match, especially a Raw ladder match. It's got some match against Sabu. It's a good DVD. Eddie Guerrero. This is 2-disc. I got this for $1, I think, because Best Buy was selling for like $5.99. And I have a $5 gift card for Best Buy. So I ended up getting this for $1. And it's got a 45-minute documentary, a pretty good documentary. It's only 45 minutes long, but they do a good job telling about his story and telling about how like he got fired from WWE and how he almost died and stuff. It's a good story. It's a good story. And some of his matches are pretty good. It's got like 10 matches, and you know, he's got his best match from WCW, which was his match against Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc. He's got his best WWE match, which was his match against Lesnar. And he's got his best ECW match, which is his farewell match against Dean Malenko in ECW. Okay, last one. Rey Mysterio, Biggest Little Man. I got this one cheap. I don't think I've seen all of it, but there's no documentary, just matches, but it's got some good matches. And yeah, Rey Mysterio is fun to watch. Yeah, that's why I like this. You know, especially when he's younger. Maybe not now, he's a little bit older, but he's fun to watch. Love his style. He's arguably the best cruiserweight of all time, and he's definitely going to Hall of Fame. Okay, that's all of them, and 25 minutes long. Yikes! I knew it was gonna be long. At least I kept it under 30 minutes. Okay, thanks for watching. That's the end of my wrestling TV parts, but don't worry, I have more